Okay, guys, the 10th one has technical problems, I guess, because I saw him
Yeah.
online. Well, sometimes happens, right? Until we
Yeah.
have free internet for everyone in all countries of the world, we cannot omit such problems as internet providers and things like that. Okay, then that is it, I guess. Dear judges, please finish your voting because in exactly 2 minutes, we will close the votes and we will know who the winner is, who will represent Middle East and Africa in the finals on May 13th. World Finals, we already have representatives from North America, Eastern Europe, from Asia, and next week, we're gonna have another unicorn battle and another representative from another region of the world. Okay, so 1 minute has passed while I was talking, another 1 more minute to go. And dear judges, while you're doing this, please pay attention to our poll. Can I have poll published, please? We do little surveys in different parts of the world. It says to me, hosts and panelists cannot vote. What's happened to the poll? So we do little surveys in different parts of the world, and then we publish our own, the results of the survey. It's always interesting to know what people think, and these surveys give us opportunity to scan the investors. And because we sometimes get really different opinions towards simple subjects from Latin America to Asia, and it's always really excites me to know how diverse we are, how do we treat things differently, how do we overcome challenges differently, and it makes us stronger and gives startups great opportunities because they will know the insights. Because nowadays, sometimes you cannot be successful in your region, but when you go with your problem solution to another region, here you have the market. Okay, we have a poll right now. Please choose the answer that is relevant to you, or you can choose many answers and push a submit, and we'll talk about this some more during our networking session, which will be in a minute. Okay, and girls, do you know who the winner is?
Right now, no, just a moment. We have some.
Okay. That was while getting ready for our networking session, I was reading a lot on the region. And what was really interesting to me, that so many potential opportunities that we not living in the Middle East and Africa do not see. Because last battle we are talking that Eastern European region is underestimated. I think Middle East and Africa is very underestimated, because in the Middle East, the population, just think about it, 31% of the population is under age of 15. Europe, America, Asia, nothing can compete with it. Very, very young population. And that is great potential for a lot of startups coming, for a lot of young people doing great things for all of us living on this planet. And I think we'll see many, many more unicorns coming out of these regions. Okay, let's see. Do we have a potential unicorn out of our winners today?
It's some magnetic storm under the globe today, because
really
all things.
They have technical problems today, maybe. So we need just a moment.
Well, which is good. You can see the vote results and add it up in your calendar or in
Yeah.
your calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Maybe
can
we
see,
can
but we
just-
cannot publish.
Anna, maybe we can just announce without special slide.
Maybe,
Yeah, of
yes.
course. So we're ready. Yeah, so let's start. So guys, thank you again for great pitches. And third place today at Unicorn Battle Man and Africa goes to Miraculous.
Wow,
Applause,
wonderful.
guys. Yeah. So second place is go to Inroad.
Whoa, a lot of
And
favorites.
and the winner of Unicorn Battle Man and Africa April 15 is Utopia Technologies.
Utopia, wonderful. That is really great.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes,
Great
and
job.
great Independence Day to Utopia. He said it was a celebration, so he has
It's a good prize.
he has many more
It's present.
reasons to celebrate. Yeah, right now. Okay, Utopia, get ready for the finals. And you will be contacted by our event managers. And okay, while everybody is online, let's talk about the region. Dear judges, I would like to talk to you, to our panelists, and also we have guests joining us. So let's talk about it, about the Middle East. I started talking that the region is underestimated. To me, it was really surprising to know how young population is in the Middle East. And what is more, according to the TechCrunch statistics, there are many more women participating in the startups than in any other region of the world. Women as founders, C executives, and please, dear judges, tell me if you have an already feedback from investing into the region. What is your feedback? How do you see, is it this region will be game changer to all the startups ecosystem all over? Okay, let's start. Frederick, do you have the history of investing into the either African startups or Middle East startups?
Yeah, hi Anna, thanks for the question. It's an interesting topic. No, we haven't. And the reason is, as I mentioned to your colleagues before, is that many of the startups we talk to from this region actually originate from another region, and they have a second office in Dubai or in Africa, South Africa is a lot as well, But that's not really startups we have come across that are originating from the region. And that might be that they're focusing on other areas than we are focusing on, but I can see in some other areas where I'm talking to startups within new energy, batteries and everything, that's coming from Africa now. So it's starting, as you say, to be a lot of developments, especially as they're jumping across the development we have been through with all the emissions and everything. They can shortcut that to go right into clean energy. So I see a lot of focus in that area.
Yes, but what was your pick from our poll? What did you answer?
It's hard to find, actually.
Hard to find.
Yeah, hard to find in this region right now compared to other regions.
Okay, I hope we are helping you at least.
As always, and it's always great connections here.
Yeah, we are doing really great job because we scan a lot of startups, and really only the
best ones get to pitch live. And I hope you enjoy what you hear. Okay, I see Kiss is looking at me. Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary.
I can say something. Yeah, I can say something too, because
okay, Kiss, I will be back with you. Yeah, Gary.
We're spending a lot of time in Africa. So we're spending time in South Africa. Actually, one of my companies is she's a Zulu from East Africa called Primu. Another one of my companies is Spotter. So we just had a trip 2 weeks ago down to Nigeria and Lagos, and we spent 1 week down in Lagos, meeting with startups, meeting with AI Saturdays. We're working with companies in Zambia. So we were spending a lot of time. And, you know, as we say, intellectual capacity is evenly spread, but opportunities aren't. Really what you're providing here on is really a bridge. We see companies that are in fintech, especially in places like Nigeria. Most people don't realize that Nigeria's got 206 million people. So it's untapped. They're 1.2 billion on the continent. Look at places like Egypt. So what we need to do is, the key is to be able to get the word out from them. The AI capabilities that I've seen is really incredible. I thought it would just be in Eastern Europe, you know, working in Russia and Ukraine and Belarus myself, but it's not. And so what we're doing, we're actually, you know, putting our money where our mouth is. We're going down, we're working with those startups. We're giving scholarships to startups to get them inside of the ecosystem. And the kind of growth, I mean, I had one company yesterday that's growing 20% a month and now spreading throughout Africa. So what I would say is, you know, Warren Buffett said, always go in the opposite direction of the market. If you want to find opportunities, like when Russia and Ukraine, when I started going there in 1992, and people said, oh, why would you go? There's nothing there. Well, you know, everything changed in the late 90s, 2000s. So the key is to get in there before other people do. Is it going to be a little bit different culturally? Absolutely. But you need to adapt to be able to win.
Yeah. Thank you, Gary, for sharing that with us. What was your answer? You know, Paul,
the same thing. They're not enough startups, but, you know, part of the situation is you got to go out and find them. It's, you know, you can sit in your, you know, sit in your office and search, sure, with the digital transformation, but the other thing is you need to get out. So, I mean, we're going out, we're going to the places, we're going to, you know, Zambia and South Africa, Nigeria, you got to spend some time there.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Well, stick with us. We'll have many more startups coming during this season and the next ones also. Okay,
Sure.
Keith, you are investing cross continents there and here and there. Is Africa and Middle East on your investment map as well?
So about 4 years ago, we had quite a few investments in the region. It seems as though what Gary had mentioned is that the companies originate in other regions, and Africa is the test case. And so we agree with regards to the potential, but what's interesting is that it seems that the adoption is very slow. And so, you know, we were very optimistic to see growth and along the lines of what Gary was talking, but it just hasn't really been sustainable. So these projects, they'll scale and then they somewhat stall a bit. And it seems as though there's an adoption issue. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in future projects. But you know, at this point, we're just looking at projects. There's a lot more that are coming out, obviously, with access to more technology. So we see more projects, but again, we're a lot more reluctant because of what our experience has been in the not too, actually, you know, fairly recently. 4 years, it goes by quick, but it seems like it was yesterday. So we still think there's great potential there. It's just a question of finding the right projects. And we saw some great things today that are, you know, fantastic. But, you know, there's a big difference between Africa and the Middle East, right? Yeah. So we have to be mindful of that. It's night and day.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. But still, I was very fascinated with how quick you say that they're reluctant, but still things are changing very fast. In Africa, for example, they had like 400 billion, if I'm not mistaken, 400 million investments in 2015, and in 2020 it reached 2 billion. That is what, like, very fast change, and it will, the pace I hope will keep up. Middle East is outperforming Africa, of course. Thank you, Keith, a lot. And I see Lisa, and I know.
I mean, Anna, can I say one thing?
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so powerful. I just put a board member of the NAACP, so it's a top Black group in the United States on our board, because of our efforts in Africa. I mean, I know it's not easy, but I can tell you there's companies like Flutterwave, Patrice, Spotter. I mean, these companies are really world class. They just haven't had a chance to shine. We say it's like having a Ferrari in the garage. You need to get it out and you need to put it on the track and run it. And so I can tell you directly, you know, from some of the, I'm dealing in Dubai also with some extremely high net worth individuals there and mining companies, but Africa is just untapped. It's not easy. It's challenging, but you know, figuring it out. I mean, it's going to be years before people figure it out. The good news is we're in there. It's not easy to get there. I mean, the kind of things you got to put up with are like the kind of things we had to do in Ukraine and Russia back in the early 90s, you know, but that's it. If you don't come in, you never get a chance to play. So I think, Keith, it's changed in the last 4 years. For my own personal opinion, it's gotten a bit easier, and it's just there's vibrancy. It's like AI Saturdays in Nigeria. They didn't have those then, right? Where they would really curate those AI companies and unsupervised, semi-supervised AI clusterizations, you know, all kinds of things that all technologies that are right on par with where we are. Are they there completely yet? No, but they're moving very, very quickly. So we want to be right in the middle of it.
Yep. I totally support you, Gary. Yes, and statistics also shows that besides numbers that are growing, the number of countries that have been funded also is growing. It was big four, like Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, South Africa, and right now Ghana is receiving a lot of investments. And over the whole region, United Arab Emirates is a great player. It is in the Middle East, it's also in the Africa, and a lot of money coming from Dubai to all those regions. So we see a speed up. And
yeah, I mean, Triodos, I had Triodos on my show yesterday. No, 2 days ago, Stanley. I mean, they got a $4.9 billion fund, and he's the advisor to Philips for impact and focused on Africa. Philips, the company, right, in the Netherlands. And so when you start talking about that kind of money, and the other thing is family offices, I don't know how many we have here today, but we're dealing with some of the top family offices worldwide. And they're really interested in impact investing. The key is, how can we make a dent in the universe by giving people jobs and creating opportunities for them? Because if not, the other side is not good. So let's work on, anyhow, it's about profitability. It's not just about entitlement. It's about coming in and actually creating jobs and creating opportunities for everybody to win.
Yep, absolutely, Gary. Yes. Lisa, about women founders, another great thing about Middle East and Africa, as I mentioned, that a lot of women founders and also participate in the startup C executive, and startups are more likely to invite women to work for them than in many other regions. What's your opinion towards that? And do you see that this change is a recent change, or it has been there for many years?
I'm surrounded by so many beautiful, powerful entrepreneurial women in these markets. So I have a positive confirmation bias, right? Look, I think the pandemic has really inspired entrepreneurship. Everyone has had an opportunity to stop, think, and reflect, and to consider what they're going to recreate. And women are very active participants in that dialogue. And I love what Gary said about impact. Many of the business opportunities that I see are women who are looking to change the status quo on healthcare, on education, on access to clean water and sanitation, on renewable energy. And I'm really inspired by their resilience and their enterprise. So no, I think this is a perfect time. And I'm really inspired also to see the EIC put a very significant focus on funding and supporting women, and ensuring that every European investor has a strong focus on being inclusive to female entrepreneurs in portfolio, that we give constructive feedback if they apply and they are refused. And we give coaching to help and support them so that next time they may be successful. And most importantly, to prioritize them for funding. We only get 2% of the ticket. And so we've got a long way to go to making it equitable. And I think one of the key things is all of the solutions that I shared are solutions that are going to have a massive economic and social impact for the future.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Dr. Jamal, you're from Saudi Arabia. If you can tell us a little bit, how does it look from your perspective? I would really appreciate that. Yeah, because Saudi Arabia right now is also on a big change, right? It's more opening to the world, is changing its rules for us as strangers. So we can enter your country and get acquainted with stressors that it has. So what regards to venture investing, startup investing, are the changes that big as well?
Yes, I believe things are changing in the Middle East, mainly in Saudi Arabia, due to the reason that the government is supporting the entrepreneurship path for both young men and women. And I agree with the lady with Lisa. I think the pandemic moved a lot of people into this direction. The great thing that the government of Saudi Arabia established some sort of a program for higher education, where almost 1 million young Saudi men and women were sent to international universities to get their degrees, varying between bachelor up to the PhD, and they came up with a lot of things that they want to implement in Saudi Arabia.
Cool.
The government is supporting, the private sector is supporting. I think the world, I think Middle East and Africa are changing in no time, and I believe we will see a lot of great opportunities and ventures, but we need to give it some time. It's still new.
Yes, thank you. What was your answer to our poll? What did you pick?
I beg your pardon?
What was your biggest challenge? Like, you cannot find enough startups, or there are a lot of startups you cannot. What did you answer?
Mainly it's cultural. We have a big problem in Saudi Arabia. If you failed, it's end of life.
Really?
So people are scared to death from failure. While entrepreneurship, you have to fail. If you don't fail, you don't succeed. You don't learn. So it's more cultural. We are trying to change this. We are trying to tell people that failure is a badge of honor. There is nothing wrong with failure.
Yep.
Things started to change a little bit, but we need some time, because with culture, it's the change takes some time.
Absolutely.
So this is the main challenge. It's not a matter of money. It's not a matter of ideas, but the fear from failure.
Okay, I wish you all the luck to the region. And it was great seeing you all. It's about to round up. Kate, can you please tell us what will be our next destination for our unicorn battles?
Yes, it will be.
And be sure to stay with us. We are gonna have 4 more battles, if I'm not mistaken, and then we're gonna have grand finals. Yes, that's our winners. And yep, finally we have them. And okay, so next battle will be in Western Europe. So everyone is invited. I see you in a week in Western Europe. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Kate. It was really great.
Congratulations again for our winners.
Yes, it was great event with a lot of discoveries, and I see you all online in a week. Thank you.
It's better later than never.
Yes,
So congrats again to our
absolutely.
winners.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you.